Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over my stock picks for the week of November 1st through the 5th. Before we do, just to reiterate, not a financial advisor. Make sure that you do your own research before investing. Also, if you find value in today's video, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content, and hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can let you know every time we release new content. Other than that, guys, let's dive right on into it. Alright guys, before we get into the picks for this week, we're going to talk about a recap of last week. So my picks were UVXY, GNOG / DraftKings, Shiba Inu, and then Tellurian, ticker symbol TELL. Alright guys, so if we're looking just ahead into this upcoming week, the VIX looks pretty good, pretty settled down. We're under 20, which is where we want to be. And this number here is above the 2s, which is in a good spot for us. And looking at the week for UVXY, I was saying that we could have seen a pullback in the markets, and we had a small spike in this thing, but nothing too over dramatic. So if you were very like cautious and careful and paid attention to basically the trend of this, you could have done like maybe a little day trade or a scalp or something, but nothing too like I said, nothing to really get excited over. This ETF right here decays constantly over time, so it's constantly going down with the occasional spikes, as you can see here. Every now and again it just pops up and then keeps falling down, and then pops up and then falls down, pops up, and the cycle just kind of continues. So golden nugget online gaming, you could have made a decent little percentage on really on probably on Monday or Tuesday. It popped up all the way to 18 from about 16 and some change, and then started kind of coming back down. The thing about this one, guys, is it's following DraftKings. So whatever DraftKings does, this is going to follow trend, because DraftKings did buy out Golden Nugget, which is scheduled to finalize in 2022. Okay, the reason I was talking about this one last week was just because the setup in general, but also they have earnings coming up this week, and if DraftKings does specifically, if DraftKings earnings are good, price is going to shoot up, which is going to send this one back probably closer to that $20 level. Tellurian, I talked about, if you get in about the 340 to 350, then you could see a spike up to about 380. I just didn't think it was going to happen first thing Monday morning, so that's exactly what happened. It shot up to 381, then fell back down, and then kind of consolidated and dipped all the way back down to 360, and then hit a high of 396 later on Friday. They had a small dip, and we'll see what happens here. We could start seeing like more of an uptrend coming if we can bust above 396 and maybe really $4 and hold. And you can see a higher high there, and you can see that thing starting to slowly start moving up for you guys that are watching Tellurian. We talked about also the Shiba Inu, to keep an eye on it and look for a potential entry for those of you who have not gotten into this crypto. And it is currently down roughly about 13% right here for the day, and this is the 3-month chart. And what I'm looking at here is we have a potential W-shaped recovery, which could send us retesting the all-time highs that we just finished hitting. But key thing is we have to hold support basically around where we are now, and then start making our move back towards the upside. If we don't hold support here, then we can keep coming down, maybe around that 4.0 and 5 level here, before making a decision of where we're going. So I haven't bought any more. I bought somewhere back over here, and actually like way back here, actually somewhere, I think in May is my first initial buy, and then I bought more somewhere over here right before the bigger run up. And key thing is I like to buy whenever I see a long stretch of just nothing happening, a bunch of consolidation. That's where I like to go and get my entries in and just kind of wait, because eventually something's going to take place. And we'll go more over this later on the back half of the video, but that was just kind of a recap of what I'm seeing for the week. Alright guys, so my picks for the week of November 1st through the 5th is GNOG / DraftKings. Yes, they're here again. Reason being is we have earnings for DraftKings on Friday, November the 5th, so I can potentially see maybe a buy the rumor, sell the news type event. Maybe people come piling into DraftKings early in expectation of good earnings, and then they sell after earnings, or we just kind of hang out, not do much, and then we have good earnings and it starts some upward momentum after the fact. I think that might be more of the case, but you never know. Okay, we'll have to just kind of wait and see. The next two are just based off of pure setup and potential scalp and swing plays alone. Sasol, which is SSL, and then DWAC, we're going to go over that one as well, looking at a potential setup and swing play for that. The watch list is Shiba Inu and also PROG, P-R-O-G. We're going to look at that, and that's based on kind of like setup as well. Another one to keep an eye on for sure is Zion Oil and Gas. I know it's not on this list here, but we have more drama coming out with it. We're not sure if they renewed their license or not to extend into 2022. We have no idea what's going on. I've been reaching out to the company as of last Wednesday, and I haven't got any response yet. So I did send another email last night, so I'd have to wait and see. If I get an update from them, then I'll definitely make a video on that, letting you know what they tell me. But anyway, so that's one to kind of keep an eye on for sure coming into this week. All right, guys, so we're looking at DraftKings, and as you see here, the last time we had earnings, okay, back on, see if I can see the date here. Literally, yep, there we go. So back in August, okay, is whenever we had that big run up, and that was after earnings. We had earnings and we started making some big moves, and then we got as high from, we got all the way from, 47 all the way to about 65, and then we slowly started kind of making our way down. So it could, like I said, potentially after earnings, we could see a potential run up, and it's setting up for a good one. So you see here, we are close to undervalued. We are in the red. We are, as far as MACD goes, we are bearish at the time. So if we can pop up and just stay and kind of consolidate around this $47 to $48 level off of good earnings, I see that over the next week to 2 weeks, we could potentially bust through that $53 level here of resistance. We got to get above 52 and hold to confirm a longer term reversal. But currently right now, even 47 is your resistance. But we could easily pop our head above it because we're only at like 46.50, and then keep that as support moving forward. So what does that mean for Golden Nugget? Well, if you're familiar with Golden Nugget and what has happened, then you understand that whatever DraftKings is doing, you can just multiply Golden Nugget by 0.36, or you multiply that price by 0.365, and that should be what Golden Nugget is going to be. So let's say DraftKings pops up all the way to, let's say, 57.50, and then you multiply this by that. That's basically what Golden Nugget's price is going to be, roughly around about that $21 level. Okay, so if you're holding Golden Nugget, just know that it's following this bad boy here, and as it moves up, it's going to move up, and as it moves down, it's going to move down, and that's exactly what's been happening. All right, guys, next up on the list is Sasol, ticker symbol SSL, and this one here had a huge run up all the way to close to $20, and we've just been selling off and selling off and selling off. The thing I like about this one for this week is that we recover really well whenever we are beat down. Okay, one thing to watch, all right, is if we start going lower, are we going to retest that 1592 support level? And if we do, we're going to be super undervalued, and that's where you want to come in, because what's going to happen is it's going to pop up again and now come and retest at 1741, a 1750 level, which would make for a good swing. If we get a green Doge candle and maybe a little one candle close above that green EMA line, then we could slingshot right back up closer to the 18s, but we'll have to just kind of wait it out and see. I would just be patient with this one on an entry and just see what happens. All right, next up is DWAC, and you saw this one here went from $9.84 all the way to $175, which is just insane. So if you missed this one, just know that it is starting to kind of cool off and consolidate here. We are currently still in a bearish pattern, and it's one to kind of keep an eye on. Same thing with Sasol, is you want to be patient. Okay, if you're going to get in for a swing and you have some money on the sideline, don't put all of your money in at this level here, just in case it does come back down and then decide to move back up. Okay, so current resistance is 72.93, current support of 45.18, which, like I said, it gives you a lot of room for downside if you get in right here. But if it does pop its head above there and hold as support here, and we watch the MACD and it's starting to slowly cross over, you're going to want to keep an eye on the volume as well, because this was basically, I mean, hype, and like people just came and started popping into this like crazy. So that's what drove it up, and then all of a sudden, bam. So it's something that you want to play very, very cautiously. Set a tight stop loss on it if you're going to do it. But setup wise, you could, maybe grab 4, 5, 6% off of it, and then bounce out of it after that, unless you see a lot of momentum. All right, guys, and next up on the watch list, we're going to go over Shiba Inu at the end again, but PROG. Okay, we're going to look at the setup here for PROG. As you see, we had a huge run up from it as well, and got all the way up to 646. Okay, which we're going to stop here, and oh, close enough. So basically, this thing has been selling off ever since we hit 646. Now the key thing is you're going to watch, is it going to consolidate and stay around that 350, 355 level, okay? And we're currently in a bearish pattern, which means we could see a little bit more downside. And if we do, you're looking at maybe like somewhere in the 2s, and then by that point, you'll be close to undervalued. So this one here, kind of similar to DWAC, is if you're going to start a position, don't put your whole position in, and if it falls down into undervalued, then you can finish out your position, wait for it to pop up, and then take some profits off the table there. So it looks like they have earnings on the 8th, which is not tomorrow, but the following Monday. So that could be another potential earnings play as well. So let's take a look at the Shiba Inu, and we'll talk a little bit about more about that, and that'll be it for the day. All right, guys, so looking at the Shiba Inu now, we are currently down about 14%. A while ago, we were down about 12.5 to 13, and we lost a whole other percent just in the last 10 minutes or so. And this fluctuates. This is super volatile, but we still are ranked currently 9th on coinmarketcap.com. And this is the 1-day chart. If you look at the 7-day chart, then as you see, we're like going down and slowly moving our way down. Maybe some of the hype is dying down temporarily, but again, even for the 1 month chart, we're looking at, we could potentially see a bounce back. But again, if we don't hold at this 0.6 or 0.406 level, then I think we're going to see some more downside for sure, which would create some good buying opportunities for a lot of people who haven't got in yet, or for a potential swing. Because you got to think, oh, it's down 15 to 20%. Can it rise 20%? Well, of course, you could have a good day and rise 20%, and then boom, you just made 20% on your money. So a lot of confusion and talk about this, how they raised the circulating supply and the market cap and everything, so people were kind of freaking out about that. So just kind of, there's plenty of videos that talk about it on YouTube. I'm not going to really go too much into it, but my thing is, for you, is you want to go to coinmarketcap.com and follow along with this page, which is linked in the description below. They have so many articles about the Shiba Inu, and this is where I take a lot of my information for. So they have Edward Snowden speaks out against Shiba Inu and says you shouldn't buy it or whatever, but I really don't care what he says. But they give you a lot of other good information. But what's to be expected, guys, you had a big positive run, a lot of positive articles. The negative articles are going to come out as well. That's part of the process. That's part of the journey. And you want to, just kind of develop your overall long-term plan. Is what's your price target? Do you see it going to, 2 zeros in one? Do you see it go to, a penny? What do you see it going to? And just kind of stick with it. You can either buy, stake, sell on the spikes, enter back in, whatever you want to do. But I think this week is going to be something to keep an eye on. Like, do we continue that upward momentum? Do we break below this level and don't recover? And if we do, we're going to see some more downside, in my opinion, and that's okay. Like I said, you have a decision to make from there on what you want to do. But in my opinion, what you want to do, if you haven't gotten in yet or you're looking to add, wait for a long period, maybe a week to 2 weeks, where you see something like this, okay, where it's just flattened out, it's flatlined, and you can see like, okay, wow, we're holding some really good support right here. Then look to enter. All right, like right now, you're looking at basically a fallen knife at this time, so we're not sure where it's going to bottom out at just yet, so you want to definitely be cautious. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content and you want to see more videos just like this on a weekly and daily basis. Hit the notification bell, that way YouTube can let you know whenever we release some new content. Comment below and let me know what your picks and your plans are for the week. Other than that, guys, we'll catch you in the next one.